Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Calicia. Good afternoon. How are you today? How are you? So, today we're looking at economic activities under human systems. The broad topic that this comes from is under human systems, natural resources in the Caribbean, renewable and non renewable resources, industries in the Caribbean. So, today that is what we're going to focus on so that we get in some of the other broad topics apart from map work. I know today officially begins, the exams for some of you all. Anybody had exam today? How was the first exam? How did you feel going out to school? Just let me know, and let me know where you're from if we have anyone joining us today outside of Trinidad. Welcome, nice to meet you, and I will speak a bit slower. Calicia, you're good. Well, that is really, really nice to hear. Okay, so let us begin, right? Let us know where you're from, where you're joining us, how you're doing, how studying coming along. This is the home stretch. So today we're looking at economic activities, and let us go right into it. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not sure if you all are able to see the slides. So let me know. Hi, good afternoon. So I'm using the CSEC New Integrated Geography by Sheldon Blestel today. I'm not too sure if you all are familiar with this book, but that's the book that I use in school. And at the back of the book, at the back of the book, there's a CD. And when you download that CD, it actually gives you the relevant chapters of the book. I'm just trying to pull it up here so you can see a bit. Um, all right. I hope you all are seeing at least. Right. So we are looking at human systems, and really you have to know the difference between the primary, secondary, and tertiary activities. So last day when we were looking through the actual syllabus and going through study tips, we went through this. So we know what is a primary industry, we know what is a secondary industry, we know what is a tertiary industry, and we have examples of each. If anybody is here and you do not understand the difference between each one, good afternoon, Jassy, and you want me to go it over, you can always drop your question in the comments. So just let me know if you wasn't here last class and you want me to go through the difference between the type of economic activities, that is primary, secondary, and tertiary activities, let me know, or we can have someone just drop the difference between them in the comment quickly. Also, we spoke about what is a resource in terms of natural resources and the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources. So let me know if you also you need help defining or differentiating between renewable and non-renewable resources and examples of them. Okay, designs, go through secondary and tertiary, please. Okay, no problem. So, so we know primary industry, that is the, let us think of it as the first step, right? It is the industry that requires raw materials, or it utilizes natural resources in its raw state. So, for example, you go out in the ocean and a fisherman, he fishes, he gets some fish, and he goes and sell that fish. That is in the primary industry, right? Lumbering is also another activity in the primary industry. So primary activity utilizes resources, right, in its natural state. It provides the raw material for the secondary industry. What is the secondary industry? Anybody remembers? What is the secondary industry? Okay, I understand that designs. Yes, well, it's a little bit more, you have to entertain yourself. If your teacher reading, you can find videos online and try to make it a bit more appealing to you, right? When I was in school, my teacher did the same thing. She practically read the book, but I love geography, so I um, explored other ways to make it exciting. So, secondary industry, let me know, what is the secondary industry you are? Because we went through this before. Right. So the secondary industry utilizes the material, right, from the primary industry to convert it or to manufacture it or to process it into a finished product. So you have the raw materials from the primary industry that is now utilized in the secondary industry. Hi, Miss Dean Smith. So we have another teacher there. Hi, Monique. Hi, nice to see you all here today. And she can help out. Very good. So it's a conversion of materials, the raw materials, into a finished product, right? So can you all give me some examples of secondary activities, or an example of how a raw material is processed into finished product in the secondary activity? Any examples that you can give me? Okay, so the garment industry, the food processing industry, but how can you give me up? Yes, the engineering industry, but give me a particular activity. So you all just give me a wide industry, but give me an activity. So for example, let me use one example. You have sugar cane, and sugar cane is processed in an industry, right? In a probably in a sugar cane factory, and that sugar cane is produced into sugar. Or you have cotton, and cotton is taken into this clothing industry that is then processed into clothing, right? Engineering. So let us think about assembling of cars, right? Or assembling of like bridges and these things that we have. All of that would be considered in the secondary industry, activities of the secondary industries. Everybody understand that? And the third industry is the tertiary industries, right? So tertiary industries involves what? So if you look on the, I'm not too sure if you all are seeing, but you should see on the screen, you would see products, economic activity, and natural resource. So you would see natural resource, you have soil, you have minerals, you have fish, you have forests. Economic activities in the primary industry would be like agriculture, mining, fishing, forestry. And then in the end, you have products from the secondary industry that are created. So you have sugarcane, you have crude oil, you have seafood, trees, right? So that is just a simple example. Industry. So tertiary industries. What is the tertiary industry? And remember, industries is on your exam, right? So you have to know this inside out. Tertiary industries. What are tertiary industries? I'm seeing a lot of y'all on there, so drop your comments about the secondary, sorry, tertiary industries. What are the tertiary industries? Well, only Dread Dog. Hi. Well, a teacher is an example of a job in the tertiary industry, yes. But I'm asking you, what is the tertiary industry? What is a definition of it? Right, it provides a service, or it caters to the needs of people in a society. So remember of that. The tertiary industry caters to the needs of people in a society. So it can be, as you all highlighted, teachers, you have restaurant, hotels, right? Wholesale and retail distribution. So yes, people who are into selling of commodities as well. Yes. So if you look on the screen, you would see here financial services, healthcare, education, tourism, right? So all of those belong to the tertiary industries, right? And it is people oriented. People are the main resource, and economic, the output or economic value is very high. So I often like to think of the tertiary industry as our human resource. So you ever heard of human resources? You all ever heard of human resources? So you have natural resources and then you have your human resources. What are natural resources? And what are human resources? What is the difference between a natural resource and a human resource? Very good. Vonnie, Kamaya, Calicia, Jassy, good answers. Very good. Okay, I'm waiting. Anybody know the difference between a natural resource and a human resource? So we know that natural resources, right, are those things in our environment that we can use to generate income or revenue for the economy, or it provides people with a source of livelihood, right? So our natural resources are found in our environment. Very good. So the natural resources, as Dredro says, hi Kaya, Dredro, where are you all from? Drop drop your areas and school, right? So natural resources are from earth, are found in our environment, and it is anything that can generate revenue or income for a country or provide people with a livelihood. Whereas our human resources refers to the skills, the talents, the abilities of people in the society, to actually perform the job or activity that needs to be done in each of the industry. So, for example, human resources, without someone like a fisherman going out in the sea to actually utilize his technique. For example, he uses a rod, or fisherman that uses what we call, you all ever heard of spear fishing, when they utilizes these huge long guns and they go and shoot fishes. So without fishermen using their talent, skill, and ability to get that fish, then of course the fish would just be left there, right? Without somebody, a lumberjack, going and cut down the lumber, we wouldn't have lumber for furniture. Without, let us say, someone, an engineer, to process crude oil, right? To process the oil, then we wouldn't have, of course, oil to use. If we don't have, let us say, bakers in the secondary industry as well, to put the ingredients together to utilize it, then we will not have an actual cake or bread, right? And then in the tertiary industries, of course, without teachers then we wouldn't have people that are educated in the different sectors or have the different jobs. If we don't have doctors, then we will not be able to treat um, or provide people with the services when they need medical attention. Does everyone understand the difference between natural resources, human resources, and how they go hand in hand? Excellent, Kilissia. Right? So Kilissia gave us a very on point answer, as well as Kaya and Dre. Thank you all for your contributions, and let me know what school you all go to, which area you're from in the country. It would be nice to just get an idea of who you are, right? So that is the primary, secondary, and tertiary industries. Now we need to move on to, right? They asked us on the syllabus to identify and name locations of areas within Caribbean countries that we have forest resources, fish, limestone, bauxite, petroleum, and natural gas. So hit me up in the comments with your answers. Forests. Where do you find forests in the Caribbean or common areas in the Caribbean region with forest resources? Let's go. Forest resources. No problem, Miss Dean. That's quite all right. So forest, we have Guyana, very good. South side, nice, great. South side, big up, south side. So everyone is saying Guyana for forest. Anyone else? Anybody ever heard about the country of land and water? Anybody ever heard about that country? The country of land and water in the Caribbean. The country of rivers. I think it's the country of land and water, the land of rivers. Which country is that? We have any students outside of Trinidad on the live today? So we know Guyana for forest resources, but we also have Dominica. Anybody ever heard of Dominica? So Dominica, where is Dominica located? Which country comes before Dominica in the Caribbean? So you have Dominica, not Barbados. Barbados is relatively flat, Dre, relatively very flat. It's more limestone. They don't really have a lot of mountains. So when we think about forest resources, we have to think about mountains. So you could even put Jamaica in there, but Guyana is the one that they recommend on the syllabus as well. You have Dominica. Where's Dominica located on the map? You have Belize. Where is Belize? Anybody know where Belize is located? Belize. Yes. Where is Belize located? So for forest resources, you have Belize, you have Guyana, you have Dominica. Where's Dominica and Belize located? Everybody know where Guyana is located, right? Very good. So Belize is in Central America. Central America. Very good, Takia and Kaya, right? Central America. Guyana is in South America, and Dominica is in the Lesser Antilles. Which country goes before Dominica? Okay, I will check it out, Dre. Thanks for the recommendation. Thank you so much. I will check it out. Is it free? Let me know.